Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Brothers and sisters in Islam, I greet you in the best manner of greeting, wishing you the blessings and peace of Almighty Allah upon each and every one of us, our households, our families, our friends, and all our loved ones. May Allah continue to be pleased with each and every one of us. This is another day during this month of Ramadan, 1441 AH, talking about the Lagos Central Mosque daily Ramadan Tafsir. Inshallah, the Tafsir is gradually moving, going to an end. By special grace of Allah, tomorrow may be the last episode, because we will have celebrated Laylatul Qadr in the best way. Allah is giving us the opportunity to do it this year. Inshallah, today we are still going to give ourselves a very brief explanation, continuing from where we stopped yesterday as regards this tafsir. If you remember vividly, we are still on chapter 30 of the Quran. We shall be dwelling on verse 28 and 29. We dealt with 28 yesterday. We go back a bit on 28, then we wrap it up with 29. Inshallah, tomorrow, I think it is better for us to sleep on verse 30. That means this year's Ramadan Tafsir will be wrapped up on chapter 30, verse 30, inshallah. Today, from where we stopped yesterday, Allah reminded us about the origination of human being, that Allah is the only originator of us, and for the fact that He is going to take us back to our origin. So taking us back to our origin will never be a stress for Allah, because it wasn't a stress for Him to bring us into being from being nothing. That is why Allah says in the chapter that Hal ata ala al-insan hinun min ad-dahr lam yakun shay'an madhkura. Has there not be a period of time over man when man was nothing to be referred to? So man was brought to being from non-existence. So when you have existed for a number of years, so Allah caused you to die. The body decays and degenerates to something. So it is from that thing that Allah will raise you again. So Allah says, raising you from what you have been to take you back to what you were would not be a burden on Him. When bringing you to existence from non-existence did not give Him any palaver or any burden. So in the same way, in fact, it is even easier for Allah to bring you back into existence when you have existed for some years before. So Allah says in this very one, Bal taba alladhina zalamu ahwa'ahum bighayri ilmin, as to the disbelievers who associated partners with Allah. They have done that because they are transgressors, they are wrongdoers, and they have been able to wrong Allah because of their followership of their ego. Their personal ego is what they followed. They are too much, pompous before Allah. They believed they were something, whereas they were nothing. They believed they had arrived, whereas they did not arrive anywhere. They believed they had achieved when they were still sojourning on the surface of this earth, because they were getting money easily. They were able to accumulate wealth easily. But that was not the case. So Allah says, the case is actually that they followed their personal ego. It was their ego that was pushing them around till they got to an extent of being pushed against the will of Allah. Because associating partners with Allah, it's something Allah did not joke with, and is not joking with, and will not joke with. So if you are still in that realm in your life, you better go and desist. So Allah says they have been following their personal ego, without having any knowledge about it. So this is where it is even mentioned to us that it is very, very important for us as human beings, as mankind, to search for knowledge. Search for knowledge about Allah. Maybe you search for knowledge about your daily dealings. You search for knowledge as regards what will bring food to your table, as regards what will make life easy for you. You search for knowledge to get those things so that you can have a good job. You search for knowledge to become an accountant. You search for knowledge to become an engineer. You search for knowledge to become a legal luminary. You search for knowledge to become a trader. Why should it be difficult for you to search for knowledge about knowing Allah, about the reason why you are here, and about where you shall be moving on to? Because when you die, death is not totally our hand, but is a means to another end. So everything is not gone after your death. You are still going to be called upon. أول ما يحاسب به العباد يوم القيامة الصلاة. First thing Allah will check in your deeds, in your record of deeds as a human being, is the way and manner you were able to worship Him. Did you worship Allah in the way and manner Allah expected of you, or not? So what is expected of you as an act of worship? As-salat. That is why I told you yesterday that Allah challenged every one of you, all the idol worshippers and the idols themselves, that they don't have power of manufacturing anything, of creating, they can't even create anything anyway. Not even a fly. So if Allah choose to assemble parts of flies for them to put life in it and fly away as an housefly, they can't achieve it. So if they put food or anything in front of their idols and fly decide to go there and take something from it, they are powerless to the point of not being able to retrieve that thing from the housefly. So he now says, if I can achieve this, what can your idols achieve? So you have to search for knowledge about that too. Who is Allah? How does Allah want Him to be worshipped, to be adored, to be glorified? So when you search for knowledge about your material world, why don't you search for knowledge about what will take you to the paradise of Allah? Let's search for knowledge. No wonder Islamic scholars taught us that Talabul ilmi faridatun ala kulli muslimin wa muslimatin. Searching for knowledge, or seeking for knowledge, is incumbent on every male and female Muslim. Can you see? So it is when you search for knowledge that you get to understand who Allah is. That in the actual fact, you cannot see Allah physically. You cannot think about the structure of Allah. He has no structure. But you can always know Him through His other creatures. Look at the sun that He created. Look at the moon that He created, with everything about the moon that He has given to the moon, with everything about the sun that He has given unto the sun. Look at the sky. Look at how He has suspended the heaven on us without it falling for a second. Now look at the layers. If you are opportune to have traveled in an aircraft, you see how aircraft will pierce through layers of the heaven, or what you call the sky. So another miracle there now is Allah says that no one knows how He brings about the rain. Have you ever seen when your aircraft pierces through a certain layer of the sky, and after a while the rain starts to fall from the lower part, and you will not experience rain where you are? So when you are piercing through that particular layer, did you come across water? Whereas after some minutes, if Allah so wish, the rain will start to fall from beneath your own level that you have. So where is the water coming from? So it means the water must have been suspended in the air. That's why when Allah says everything in the heaven and on the earth and everything between them both, that everything, things that lie between the heaven and the earth. So there are several things that Allah suspended to be in the atmosphere. That is just about the rain. Now see how heavy sometimes rain could be. See how floody rain could be. Now imagine you look up to the sky. Can you imagine if Allah has a kind of tank, a water tank up there that supplies this water? No. Yet this heavy rain comes from the heaven. Why don't you sit down, search for knowledge, ponder about how Allah is able to suspend such a big volume of water in between the land and the sky? Oh, Allah Akbar. Subhanallah. Wa bihamdihi. Subhanallah al-Azim. So these are the things Allah wants you to ponder about. So it is through that way you can understand Allah. Search for Allah through His creatures. That's about the rain. There are several other things lying there, flying, enjoying themselves between the sky and the heart and the surface of the earth. They are there. It's suspended. Some are flying. Some you can't even explain. So Allah says, "Utlubul ilma," search for knowledge about my supremacy, my powers. Then you will be able to worship Allah. You will not give the due respect, the due honor, the due act of worship that belongs to Allah to another creature of Allah. Then you will not subject yourself to an object of ridicule because you are ridiculing yourself. Something you call your God, you prostrated before, you bow before, and an ordinary housefly comes in front of that thing, takes something away from that thing, and that thing could not be able to retrieve that. Oh, Allah Akbar Kabir. Allahumma hadi qawmi fa innahu la ya'lamun. No wonder the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam during his own time, when his people were arrogant, they were recalcitrant of Allah's commandments and what have you, instead of him fighting them, he kept praying for them. Oh Allah, ahdi qawmi, show my people the guidance, guide them aright. فَإِنَّهُ لَا يَعْلَمُونَ, because they don't know anything. So of course, if you know something, you wouldn't be doing the wrong thing. So that is why Allah says they have to search for knowledge. It now goes further, that everything they are doing it without the knowledge about Allah. It now says, فَمَنْ يَأْدِي مَنْ أَضَلَّ اللَّهِ. That's another portion for us to appreciate Allah. He said, who is he that can guide aright whomever Allah has led astray? فَلَيَعَذُ بِاللَّهِ مِنْ ذَلِكَ. May Allah make it difficult for us to go astray. May Allah continue to guide us aright. Anybody whom Allah has not guided, who is he as a human being? Who is he that can guide such a person? There is no one, of course. He now says, وَمَا لَهُمْ مِن نَاصِرِينَ. But if the resultant effect of their misguidance comes, there will be no one to stand for them as an helper. So that is why Holy Prophet used to do the prayer. So let's say the prayer again for ourselves and for all our loved ones, or anyhow we are related to some people that have gone astray. May Allah bring them back into Islam. So that is why if you see anybody moving away from Islam to another religion, that means he has lost his way or her way. he has no ample knowledge about the religion of Islam and Allah that he is supposed to be worshipping. That is why it can be easy for him to go astray. Rabbana, la tuzigh qulubana ba'da idh hadaytana wa hab lana min ladunka rahmata innaka antal wahhab. Oh Allah, do not misguide us ba'da idh hadaytana, after when you have guided us aright. Wa hab lana min ladunka rahmatan, shower on us from you, oh Allah, your blessings, your bountiful blessings. Innaka antal wahhab, you are the bestower of blessings. Bless us through your guidance. Bless us in all ramifications. Bless us in all ways that you used to bless all those that you have guided aright. Ihdina siratal mustaqim. Ihdina siratal mustaqim. Ihdina siratal mustaqim. Guide us aright always in all our daily dealings, even in our these worldly affairs. Guide us aright, so that we can be among those who shall receive your blessings, your guidance, your pleasantries on the day that we shall meet you. Siratal ladina an'amta alayhim ghayril maghdubi alayhim waladdallin. Amin. Rabbi innal udaka wa aya tukanurun tahdi biha man tasha, tukanurun tahdi biha man tasha. Subhana rabbika rabbil izzati amma yasifun, wassalamun alal mursalin, walhamdulillahi rabbil alamin.